Good morning, everyone. Today's title, God Knows What He's Doing, is something that I've been saying for years. And full disclosure, I am not a biblical scholar. I don't go to church like I should, but I know what I believe and I know He's in my heart, and that's enough for me right now. I pray this prayer every single night before I go to bed. Give me the strength and the wisdom to keep pushing forward and show me the way. That's what I say every single night before I go to bed. So I'm going to tell you a story real quick. Last year I quit real estate, just didn't like it, and I got a job, and I was pushing about 6,000 pounds of waffle flour off of a truck every day. Now, I wouldn't have even taken the job had I not lost all this weight and been walking. But I took it, and it was okay. People were very, very micromanaging. They really just wanted to control everything about my life, and I at 67 years old, just no. So I made a move, and it was the wrong move, but it was a very, very illustrative move. A company hired me to sell concrete coatings. They were paying really, really well. Concrete coatings to homeowners, basically garages. And one of the things that I wanted to do was really step outside my comfort zone. I have never sold in the house other than real estate. And that's a lot different than selling a concrete coating. So I went out my very first week after training for 4 days. They wanted to call that training, by the way. And I sold 2 out of 4 in my very first week. I felt pretty good about myself. I made a little bit of money and everything was good. And later that week, I got an email from a CEO of an ice cream company. That ring a bell? And he wanted to talk to me. He got my name off of a Rep Hunter website. He wanted to talk to me. Well, Monday I had an appointment with Concrete Coatings, which was about an hour and a half away. And I told him, I said, just give me a call and we'll talk on my way to that appointment. It was pouring down rain, and I got to the appointment a little bit early, and he called. And we sat outside the gate of this beautiful neighborhood on a lake. And after about 15 minutes, he said, "This job is yours if you want it." He never looked at my resume. He never asked for my resume. He just wanted to know about me, which is where I excel when I interview for jobs. If people can get beyond the minutia of the resume, and again, I've made my share of mistakes, and my resume does not look good, so I have to do what I can to get around that and get to the interview. If I can get to the interview without sounding cocky, 8 times out of 10 I can get the job if I want it. That's just the way it works for me. I've got a lot of experience interviewing. So anyway, I went and met with the couple. Now I told the ice cream guy, I said, look, I've just started this job and I have no desires to leave, but let's leave the door open. That's pretty much what I told him. And I went in to sell this garage coating, and it went real well, but it was obvious these people were not going to buy because they had a quote from another company that was $2,500 less. Well, my sales manager, I use those words lightly, in his infinite wisdom, wanted me to TO him. For those of you in the used car business, you know what a TO is, turnover. He wanted me to call him if I ever got a no and see if he could push him over the edge. I hated it, but I did it. I got him on the phone. I laid that phone down, and he went at it, and I felt awful. I looked at that couple. They were about ready to climb under the table, and obviously I did not get the sale. And I went back to my Jeep, and I looked in the rearview mirror, and my face was as red as that stop sign that I'm looking at right now. My blood pressure was out the roof. So I just said, you know, if this is the way they want me to do business, I can't do this. So I texted the ice cream guy, and I said, look, I just had a terrible experience. I was straight up with him. He knew I'd only been there a couple of weeks. He didn't care. And I said, look, I just had a terrible experience. I would really like to know more about this opportunity. He called me. We talked. I accepted the job, and it's the absolute best decision I've ever made in my life, career-wise. I have never seen anything like it. In fact, Sunday I fly to Los Angeles. There are 800 7-Eleven stores out there, franchisees, that he wants me to go after. 800. Folks, I get paid for every store I bring on board. That is what he thinks of me already, and I've been there 6 weeks. So, rewind all the way back to the beginning of the video. God knows exactly what he's doing. He closed that door. He actually cracked a door for me before I ever went in to do that concrete coating. And then he opened it fully after that disastrous sale with the concrete coating. And I've never been happier. My wife is ecstatic. And it just goes to show you, if you have faith, you don't mind working, you believe in yourself, you can pretty much do anything you want. So with that said, I hope all of you have a great day. By the way, day 869 in a row, 5 miles a day, without missing a day at age 67. I will see you in the morning. Peace.